Cut me deep. Yeah.
This is my studio. It's full of all sorts of rubbish.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's fine if it was clean.
Yeah. Very different than others. Okay.
Yeah, like when your mind wanders, and then you think, oh, a woman, seagull.
Hey, what's your name?
Wayna.
Weena.
And you?
Sean. I've travelled a lot.
Okay.
I have been travelling, but I've been living here now for 20 years painting. Maybe. I'm a carpenter.
Okay.
Yeah, and what I did mostly was redoing houses. You go in and you change the house. You do everything inside, and you put in design, and you paint the place before you leave. I worked a lot in San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked there for a long time. In Martinique, and all these islands. Yeah.
Okay, you love Ireland.
Yeah, like islands. Yeah. Traveling is good, and it's better to travel alone. If you were in Ireland now with a French person, you wouldn't meet any Irish people because you'd be talking French to your friend, and But if you're on your own, you have to, and you meet more people. When you come to a crossroad, a crossroad, a road, and it goes this way, you go your way. If somebody is with you, they want to go that way, and it's not. Easier on your own.
Oh, you paint.
Acrylic.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's complicated. It's just, I paint the picture at once. I start the painting, right? And I finish it in one sitting. Maybe it takes 12 hours, or maybe a day. But you have to more or less, the way I paint, do it in one go.
Majority of the color,
Yeah.
you paint that at the first time, and after you...
Yeah, move it around.
Okay.
And move it. I don't mix the paint. I mix it on the small pictures. I can't. Because no patience.
Okay.
Because you think, I don't like doing that. I like doing this with a big brush, and I use brushes like this.
Okay. What is your favorite place for paint?
Favorite?
Do you have a favorite?
In my mind. And it's mixed from different places.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go... when you find a place you love for paint, you going on this, or just one time or one time?
What I remember, you know.
Yeah. You.
I don't go out and look at something, you know, or photograph. I don't use cameras.
Okay.
I just, what I remember, and it's what I remember. That is what my paintings are, what I remember from what I've seen, you know. Yeah. I think. Yeah. My sister was married to a man from Brittany.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I understand the relation entre Brittany.
England, you mean?
England.
England. Next door.
Britain. Yeah.
No, we were fighting with them for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
We
won. We won.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we are being held responsible for winning because we shouldn't have won. So they blame us, not them, you know. They take most of the world and we live next door and they couldn't take us because we were too good, you know.
Times do you walk?
I work all the time. So I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
So during the school year I teach in a secondary school, and in the summer sometimes I supervise exams or mark exams.
Okay.
So I'm still working.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how old are you when you start your first job?
Oh, I was maybe 14 and I worked in the local hospital.
Okay.
My dad was a doctor and I worked as a cleaning domestic in the local hospital to help clean and organise and this kind of work. And that was my first job. And I did, maybe when I was younger, I did some babysitting as well.
What do you thinking when you was young about work and life?
Oh, I don't know. I thought I wanted to travel and see more of the world. I wanted to be a doctor for a long time, but I became a biology teacher and I think it suits me. I like working with people. I don't know, sometimes it's hard to remember what you think as a kid. Like I look at my kids and sometimes I know what they're thinking and sometimes I have no clue what they're thinking. But life was simpler when I was a kid. We didn't have the same choices that kids have now, and some of that was good. It was a simpler world. I think we have created a lot of monsters that we haven't figured out how to control. So we have social media, or we have instant gratification, or we have, you know, so many different ways of communicating with people, and yet we don't really keep in touch. So as an adult, I know I spend too much time on social media and instead of working. And I know for kids it's even harder because their impulse control is not as developed. It's not fully developed until they're, I don't know, 25 or something. So how can you expect them to be able to regulate this wonderful drug of instant information and instant gratification? So I think that's very challenging for us as a society and as individuals. We didn't have, we didn't really have access to television, 1 or 2 hours a day, and then it was turned off. So as an adult, I don't really watch television. And I think, I think it allows me to do more with my time. My kids, they watch a lot of television. Yeah.
How do I get up?
You have to jump with X.
Oh no, I was going to kill
And
him.
here with square. Right, that's right. You go back to the left and jump and press down and press square. Jump with X,
Jump.
press down and square.
That different generations have different hobbies or knowledge base or cultural bias, or but I think the generational divide is becoming more and more. That some of these games and technologies, like I don't play on a PlayStation, I don't really play with the Wii, I don't know these games, and I don't use Minecraft, and I don't have the same kind of discretionary time that a young person has to invest in learning all of these games. So I'm never going to play them, I have no interest. And so that's going to be more and more, not that I have to be the same as them, but that, we don't understand each other sometimes when I hear people talk. And the same with my students at work. Sometimes I think we pour knowledge down and we don't send it back, you know, so that as a teacher, the students are supposed to learn this, and this to pass this exam. And I think we do a very poor job of asking them what they know and what their experiences are, and then putting that knowledge into the system and putting the knowledge the other way. And yeah, I think there are benefits to doing that. But how we structure it and how we organise it, and then it's impossible to test that. So I think it would make a better society, but I think it's the system that we currently have is not structured to allow it. I think there's a lot of different developments in education, but I don't know how much real change is there.
Okay.
We have different vocabularies, and you know, one of the things they're talking about now is student voice and student government to give students more of a say. But I still don't think it's very revolutionary. I think it's just, you know, we're talking about it, but I don't see
The changement?
I don't see a big change. I think the system is very resistant to change. I think Thank you. They're new runners. Usually I just share that with my students. Like, why are we doing this? The publishing companies make so much money from textbooks that it's in their interest to change the books every year, every 2 years. You can, like when I was a kid, you had the same books and you gave them to your brothers and sisters and everybody used the same books and they didn't change. The knowledge that, you know, maths hasn't really changed. The Irish language hasn't really changed. You know, a lot of things haven't really changed. So I think some of it is very commercially driven to make these new courses all the time and make these new textbooks. And why the backpacks for the kids are getting heavier and heavier, I don't think it's an improvement. I think we need, you know, the balance of, there's different studies done. Tufty was one of the guys in the States on data ink and how much ink you have and how much data or information you give with it. And I think a lot of these textbooks have loads of ink, you know, but the data ink ratio is very low. They're not giving a lot of information. They're just giving a lot of pictures and colours and boxes and I think that's a problem, you know, that we are diluting the content, the amount and the quality of information that we give people. So everybody becomes very superficial. They just want the quick yes or no or the magic bullet that this will solve everything. Nothing will solve everything. You know, situations are complex and dynamic and things change, and we need a variety of different skills and a variety of different conceptual tools to be able to assess what's happening. And I think, you know, so you have a very complex world and we're not training you to enjoy it or appreciate it or criticize it or analyze it.
Chaos society can be chaos, you know. We
Chaos,
think chaos. You know, we just really keeping just under the surface, you know. It can explode. I mean, you have today in society, you have a world leader like Donald Trump. You have other world leaders as well who are half crazy, you know. What's a society? Well, of course, it will differ from country to country based on your traditions, your heritage. Like French heritage is different to Irish heritage, to English heritage. We differ in many ways, you know. And then, of course, you have urban society, you have rural society, you know, so many different societies.
But for you, you don't have a society in this place?
We have a society in this place, a self-ordered society, yeah, we have.
What is?
But I think in many circumstances down here we threw out the rule book. We don't have a rule book. We burnt it. We don't, there's some rules, all right, they do go with some rules, but most rules, no.
What is the basic rules? Just respect others, you know, as you would want others to respect you. And we have so much regulation, you know, that to do this, to do that. And are human beings meant for this sort of regulation? Where's our freedom, you know? Some people think freedom doesn't exist.
here, like
True. It doesn't.
like boats, but not to, like, not
We
craft.
are self-controlled now. I mean,
Oh, there is. I think there's a park. I'm not too sure.
big,
about
you know,
the story.
you hear that George
Nice
Orwell,
town, like-
1984.
Yeah.
I mean, George Orwell was bang on, you know. He might have been a few years late, but we're now being like
I can see
Kira
through
was
the
saying about life in the city
7 one.
and how it's so controlled and everything. Down here, no, you don't have cameras watching you all the time and knowing.
Well, like, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it's so different down here, you know. But that is a different order of society to what you have, you know. And then you have the.
Almost breaks me heart when I think of my family. I told them I'd be coming home in my pocket for free. It's a long, long way from here. Oh, it's a long, long way. It gets further day by day. It's a long, long way from here. And I dreamed I heard a fiddle play, and maybe it's emotion. I dreamed I saw white horses dance upon another ocean.
Have a chat with them.
Yeah, for what?
Tu peux donner un petit aide là,
Yeah,
et après tu parles avec les gens là, et tu vas trouver quelque chose.
ok. Du coup, genre-
Lucas, we find a new volunteer here.
Hey,
Nice.
could help now? Yeah. Ma tente, mon campement.
My name is Davy Phillip. I am one of the members of Clough-Jordan Eco Village, and I'm just going to tell you a little about the project. So the Eco Village started in 1999. We set up an educational charity called Sustainable Projects Ireland, and every month we gave a presentation to attract new members. And after a year, we decided that we would look for land, but we also realised that the eco-village model, which is what we wanted to develop, it would be better if we looked at existing villages and towns and found land next to it. We really wanted to mainstream and normalise sustainability, and a lot of eco-villages are quite marginal or fringe, so we wanted to really make it palatable or accessible for everyone. So we looked at land all around the country, and eventually we found Clough-Jordan, which is a really lovely small heritage town. And we bought a 67-acre estate. It was formerly a farm for dairy cows. And we started to design and develop with permaculture designers and architects, eco-architects, and our community. We designed the layout of the eco-village. We have in the eco-village planning and sites for 130 homes. We've currently got 55. We have a large area of community woodlands. We've planted 17,500 trees, and within the woodlands there are certain areas that are clearings for different things. So one of the areas is a labyrinth, a meditation walk in our woodlands. We have our own research gardens and allotments, so people can grow their own food. But we also have a large community-supported agriculture project, a CSA. And community-supported agriculture is a stronger relationship and connection to our food producers. So we subscribe to the farm. So every household that's members of the farm pay a certain amount, and we get deliveries of food twice a week to a distribution point where we pick up the food that we need. Where we're sitting just now is We Create. So it's an enterprise centre, a community enterprise centre, right in the middle of the eco-village, which has co-work space, which has a classroom and conference space downstairs. We have quite a number of different NGOs and civil society organisations, as well as the eco-village charity has its office here. And my cooperative that I work through is called Cultivate Living and Learning. We're based here.
Okay.
But we also downstairs have a community fab lab, a digital fabrication lab, which is a set of tools that we could prototype or make things or fix things, repair things. So fab labs are emerging all over the world now. A set of machines that allow us to design and make products. So it's an interesting new approach that embraces technology, and we're exploring how these fab labs can be utilised to help us be more sustainable, save energy, do agriculture in a different way. And a lot of communities are now sharing ideas through the internet, like beehives or grow spaces, compost bins. So what we can imagine in the future is, instead of shipping in big containers our stuff that we need, that we could actually just email the plans and the blueprints, and that we could make things in fab labs in our communities.
Okay. For access at the job into Recreate or into Fab Lab, we need a diploma. We need to study before, or everyone, if you have the skills, could be access.
So with the Fab Lab, people maybe have an idea for a new product, and they might book time in the Fab Lab with an engineer or with someone with the skills to help them think about how they would design it and make the product. So Fab Labs usually are staffed with people and open to the communities, where you come in and maybe spend a day in the Fab Lab making or prototyping your new product. So it's not just a fantastic place to live, it's a fantastic place to learn, to come and learn, a fantastic place to make things, or if you're a performer, a musician or a dancer, that there's spaces there for performance. So we're looking at how any community can be a place to live, work, learn and play. A lot of our communities now are where we sleep. They're dormitories. We work somewhere else, we educate ourselves somewhere else, we entertain ourselves somewhere else, and we come back to our communities to typically watch television and sleep. How can we make our communities more vibrant and more sustainable, where we can grow food, generate energy, have work, raise our children in a healthier way, and just have a good life, I think.
On the mountain, don't you come back no more.
Salut les gouettes.
Les gars, c'est l'interview.
Ah merde.
Voici, mais qu'on s'en bat les crêpes. On va prendre des questions.
Alors pourquoi vous êtes ici, vous?
Pour prendre la cuite.
Non, vraiment s'imprégner.
Ou à Galway ou...
Ouais, en Irlande.
En Irlande. Pour prendre la cuite.
Pas que, il y a aussi apprendre l'anglais.
On se balade, on apprend l'anglais, on fait des
mais non,
bouffées.
mais on s'en bat les couilles, ça. Ah ouais? Je sais pas, mec, moi j'étais là aussi pour apprendre l'anglais.
Ok, bah pour apprendre l'anglais et pour prendre la cuite.
Et ça marche bien, du coup.
La cuite, ouais, plutôt pas mal, ouais.
La cuite, ça se postiche. Ouais. L'anglais, bon,
56 litres. Ça part.
Vous parlez en anglais tous les jours?
Ouais. Bah quand le petit Howard, il rate pas des mots, ouais.
On parle même irlandais.
Est-ce que vous parlez
C'est
avec
compliqué de les
votre
comprendre.
vieux qui se fout de ça? Nu. Compliqué à comprendre. Ça dépend si c'est le Le vieux pays là qui articule pas, c'est compliqué.
Ouais, non, mais dans l'ensemble, je trouve que la compréhension c'est relativement facile, mais l'expression ça va.
Vous avez vu quoi depuis que vous êtes arrivé?
Depuis qu'on est arrivé où? À Galway ou en Irlande?
En Irlande.
À la Bugman.
Et ça ressemble à
Je
quoi?
veux pas faire du placement de produit, mais la Bugman. C'est toi qui me regarde, la Bugman.
On peut pas trouver ça en France.
Non, c'est que Aspidal est dans ses environs.
Et comment ça se passe avec le fait que vous êtes breton en Irlande?
Ils adorent. Ils adorent.
J'aime beaucoup. En Irlande, t'es perdu tant que t'es pas anglais.
C'est ça. Mais relativement en tant que français. En gros, tu dis que t'es français, après tu dis que tu viens de Bretagne, ils font oh, lovely. Lovely. Et après, ils te regardent, oh, he's handsome. Mec, les vieilles, ils nous kiffent tout, ils jouent tout. Ouais, mais mec, quand t'as pas ta cagoule, là. Ah oui, j'ai ma cagoule. Ouais, bon, bah, c'est bon. Une interview à visage masqué. Oui, j'ai vécu du sale dans mon enfance.
D'accord.
Du coup, il boit pour oublier.
Comment ça se passe pour faire du woofing?
On envoie des petits mails.
C'est pas compliqué. On passe par le site et puis. Tu t'inscris sur un site, tu fais du woofing, c'est pas compliqué. C'est nul comme question. Hop, un autre.
Faut juste payer.
Non, mais il y a des gens qui savent pas ce que c'est. Faut payer 20 balles.
Voilà. Alors, en fait, tu t'inscris sur le site, faut payer. Non, un peu, on a payé 25 à 2.
25 à base.
25 à 2. Après, tu regardes la liste des autres. Tu t'envoies des mails chez les gens chez qui tu veux aller. Et ils te répondent.
Et t'as ton petit woofing, c'est un acronyme pour Willing Workers on Organic Farms. Donc les mecs ils recherchent des mecs pour des fermes bio. C'est que des fermes bio. C'est que des fermes bio.
Mais maintenant il y a même plus de fermes, il y a des trucs c'est même plus des fermes.
Oui, mais ils ont forcément des trucs bio.
Waouh, la chine. C'est un interview risqué, il y a des bombardements.
Du coup, qu'est-ce que vous avez dû faire?
Ça colle.
De trucs
bah
comme
oui,
ça.
ils sont blancs.
On crée des chèvres.
Ouais, c'est le travail de ferme.
Nous on fait de la tronçonneuse, on a mis du fumier dans les champs.
Ouais, c'est ça.
On a fait des wheelings en tracteur.
Remuer la terre, ramasser des cailloux. Nous on construit une baraque. Peindre des murs. Un Mevzos. Ouais, nous on a construit une maison, on faisait du mortier avec de la chaux. Et regarde,
c'est cool.
attends, je vais faire ça. Je vais faire un tour pour une caméra, ma blessure de guerrière ça. Ça c'est la chaux, mec. La chaux ça traverse les grands, tu sais même pas ce que ça fait, mec. Tu sais pas ce que ça fait derrière ça. Ça pique. Ça pique. Ah oui, je voulais dire que si je meurs, je veux commenter dans le cas où il y a du programme.
Et il y a quoi de spécial aujourd'hui là?
L'anniversaire de
festival d'art. Ah oui, ça se fête, ouais. Allez. Je me raconte, on va faire du bruit.
Et sinon, les Irlandais sont super sympas.
Listen to my bluebird laugh. She can't tell you why. Deep within her heart, you see, she knows all the crying, just crying.
Alan, qu'est-ce que c'est?
Je suis chef.
4 étoiles. Oh, thanks.
Lying is forgotten now. Things only of you, just you. Oh, so get all those blues must be up on you. They need just everything you just know. You sit there mesmerized by the depth of her eyes. If you can categorize, she got soul, she got soul, she got soul, she got soul.
Check it out.
Do you think she loves you? Do you think at all?
Les Irlandais ont beaucoup de maquillage. Beaucoup trop, ouais. J'ai posé la question à plusieurs personnes et il semblerait que ce soit une certaine pression exercée par la société. Ouais. Peut-être par la religion ou alors simplement.
Quoi? Une pression exercée par la religion pour porter du maquillage?
C'est un pays ultra catholique ici. Ouais. très
Et
catholique.
alors? Pourquoi se maquiller?
Jésus, il est...
Tu vois, alors,
il est blanc.
mettons, 2 générations avant nous,
T'as jamais vu les vitraux dans les églises, tous les couleurs qu'il y a?
en gros, 2 générations avant, tout le monde allait à l'église tout le temps, tu vois.
Comment tu veux être...
Ouais.
C'est parce que je suis bien efficace. Maintenant, pour s'émanciper un peu de cette société qui est vachement attachée à la religion, et ben c'est pas qu'ils font, et tu vois, genre, c'est...
Il y a aussi le fait
Ah, ok.
qu'elles soient
Elle veut
super pâles.
accentuer le décalage.
Il y a un complexe aussi au niveau du fait qu'elles sont assez pâles de peau et elles aiment pas. Et après,
D'accord.
aussi, potentiellement, la culture américaine qui a été importée ici, qui fait que... la Bogman.
Il y a beaucoup de touristes américains. C'est vrai.
Il y a plein de Brésiliens à Gorte.
Voilà.
Ah ouais.
Ouais.
Ici, à Galway, il y a beaucoup de Français et d'Espagnols aussi.
C'est vrai.
Ouais, globalement, c'est tout.
Globalement, c'est pas mal l'Irlande, hein. Mais c'est rush. Tout est cher. Je suis tombé d'une
La bière
falaise.
est très chère. Ah
La
oui,
bière est chère, pourtant c'est reconnu pour ça, c'est bizarre hein.
Connu pourquoi?
Par contre,
La
la bière
bière.
est moins chère dans les pubs qu'en
Ouais.
France. Moins chère dans les pubs.
Pas photo, putain.
Pas photo, 4 euros la pinte. 4 euros à la fin de Guinness.
Pinte de Guigui.
Oh,
Et voilà.
Broc à soif. Tiens, broc.
Du coup vous êtes tombé amoureux de la Guinness ou pas, verdict?
Non, de la Bogman.
T'es amoureux de la Guinness?
l'Irlande
Ah.
plutôt.
La Guinness. La Guinness est large meilleure. Elle est large meilleure ici qu'en France.
Normal. Et vous avez vu des trucs spéciaux aussi que vous voulez dont vous voulez parler ou pas?
Spéciaux. Putain, c'est à 16 ans, ça s'est pas accordé.
On a vu les Cliff of Horror, c'était cool.
On a vu la liche.
On a vu beaucoup de nature aussi.
Ouais,
Des
le Connemara, ouais.
perdus. C'est vraiment c'est très beau l'Irlande. L'Irlande.
C'est beau.
Et qu'est-ce que vous faisiez avant de venir ici? Vous faites des études
Ah, on est tous étudiants en géologie.
Un rapport à vos études avec le fait de venir ici ou pas du tout?
Ah, pas du tout. Mais il faut savoir que c'est un très bon site géologique. Si, c'est un rapport vu qu'on a vu que les scraps de la fac.
Ouais.
Et c'est la première fois que vous partez en voyage comme ça?
Comme ça, ouais. Comme ça, ouais.
Non, une fois j'ai fait du camping avec mon copain.
Ouais, là, on fait tout en stop.
Ok.
That's why.
Et ça marche bien?
Ouais,
ça marche vachement bien.
Les Irlandais sont méga sympas.
Ils font facilement les détours pour nous déposer et tout.
Ouais, grave. Ils s'arrêtent en 2-2, ils sont vachement sympas.
Et le stop, c'est idéal pour avoir des bons guides touristiques. Ouais.
C'est vrai.
On connaît des bons endroits.
Même se faire des
On a
amis
vraiment
irlandais.
l'impression d'être vraiment en Irlande, tu vois. C'est pas comme si on faisait juste touristique, un vieux truc
Ouais.
touristique de merde, un tour, je sais pas quoi. Là, on est vraiment imprégné dans la culture. Alors hier, on voulait camper à un endroit stylé, on savait pas où aller, on a fait du stop, on a demandé au gars de nous poser à un endroit stylé.
Et il l'a fait.
Et il a fait.
Le gars, on s'est dit, putain, on va
c'est
aller
cool,
vers-
ouais.
Ok, rentrez tous les 4. Ah ouais, un bon spot, je connais un bon spot pour camper, il y a plein de bois. Allez,
Il
hop.
s'est arrêté, il nous a dit bon, vous allez où? On a dit on sait pas. Il a dit ok, montez. On est monté.
On est monté.
On a demandé un spot pour camper au bord de la mer. Elle a dit ok, je connais, il nous a emmenés.
C'est trop bien.
Ouais, grave, trop bien.
C'est trop bien.
Ok.
Par contre, on est arrivé à côté d'un enterrement, c'était moins bien. Ça va comme interview, quoi.
Ça te convient?
Ça va, ça
On
va.
va faire sur les beats aussi, mais ça va être très compliqué quoi.
Vous voulez dire un mot pour la fin?
C'est bye.
Vous avez pas un mot
les
dans votre
followers.
langue?
Un mot dans notre langue?
Un
Un
mot
mot
dans
pour
votre
la
langue.
fin. Bogman.
Non, non. Irish Monkeys.
Irish Monkeys.
Okay. Yoo-hoo! For tonight it's good, yeah. What is that?
Stephen's Green.
Oh, yeah?
So built in the mid 1600s.
Okay.
Has loads of statues and stuff of writers and stuff in there. Also, the arch, as far as I know, it has all the deaths of soldiers from World War I think it's in the Second World War.
Okay. The Irish just have been to one with England, no?
No.
Independent.
Never. Ireland were always fighting for independence from England or English occupation. So when it did come to the World Wars, especially the first one, a handful of people, a handful of Irish did enlist themselves for the war, but it was only a minority. There were a majority that just didn't want anything to do with England. And during the First World War, there was the Irish Rebellion of 1916. While England were fighting Germany and whatever else, Ireland decided, or a few of the rebels decided, that while England's attention was, focused on Germany and the war, that they would strike and declare themselves an independent republic.
Yeah. When?
Oh, they call it the Easter Rising of 1916.
So my name is Paul Campbell. I'm 25 and I'm a street performer from Dublin, Ireland. I started street performing about 4 or 5 years ago, and I used to play drums. I'd see bands go out and play on the street, and it looked really, really fun. So I started trying to do it, and then I stopped playing with the bands, and I wanted to keep doing it, so now I can go out by myself.
Okay. Where are you born?
I was born in Dublin.
You never lived out Dublin?
I've only lived in Dublin City, yeah.
Okay.
And I think I might try to go to England for a while now. Just bigger market, more stuff to do. But that's it.
Okay. And you like travel?
Yeah, I do sometimes, when travel is good and there's no crazy delayed flights and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I do like to go to other places. I was in America earlier this year. I've been to Germany, Spain, Holland, Denmark.
Europe.
Most of Europe apart from France and Switzerland. Yeah, most of Europe, and that's pretty much it then. Most of Europe, England, and America. I was in Israel once. Strange.
Yeah, you don't have already see that on the street when you are more young, because
I did, but I did see it when I was younger, but it never affected me as much. I didn't think like that's something I want to do. You'd see people who do it because they need money and have no option. But I never saw people do it who did it because they enjoyed it and could actually like earn enough money to have a good life from it.
If you want, I think you don't really have to think about money, just think about music and the money comes.
Yes, yeah, completely, definitely. If you have a bad day and you sit there and think, I'm not making money, you will never make money. But if you're right, if you forget the money, you're like, I'm just going to play and enjoy playing, you will. Some days you won't. Some days you will just get no money. But normally if you just try to enjoy yourself, you will get something,
Keep up.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the culture in Ireland, it's a lot of busking. I see a lot of buskers.
Yes.
You say what you want me to do, what now?
Yeah.
I'm from Mississippi. Louisiana. My papa said, boy, I ain't got some of the best tobacco. It was darker between the teeth. I've never even seen a cotton tree. Here's a beautiful song. When I hear mother sleeping, oh, I hear mother sleeping, but I want to lie down. Yes, I want to lie down. I'll be so when the sun goes down, down, down. Just cut a corner, brother, like you see me work mine. Just cut a corner, sister, like you see me cut mine. Well, you know what I'm about to. I take me name in time. You know what I'm about to. I take me name in time. Well, I hear not I sleep, but I wanna lie down. I'll be so happy when the sun goes down. When the sun goes down. If you reach home early, brother, when you go down by me, mother. If you reach home early, brother, when you go down by me, mother. When you tell her I'll be home later, let her know I got it over. When you tell her I'll be home later. When I learn all I'm sleepy, but I wanna lie down. I'll be so happy when the sun goes down. If you see that evil Mary, tell her she's okay with me. Made her a lot of money when I was free. Now I'm in the joint, now I'm living me. Tell her not to worry, she's okay with me. Break my head, not sleepy, but I wanna lie down. I'll be so happy when it's serving the sun goes down. My head, oh, not sleepy. All right.
Nice.
That's my show.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Ça, c'est un des meilleurs compositeurs. Je joue tous ses morceaux presque.
Ah ouais?
C'était un farmer, mais il était. En gros, ces morceaux, il les composait. Par exemple, il était dans son champ, il entendait un oiseau qui chantait, puis ça lui inspirait un morceau. Il joue un tune, et maintenant, ces tunes-là, tu vas dans le Willy Clancy te balader, tu les entends partout, tous les jeunes les jouent. Ou alors, il entendait le train, quand ils ont mis le premier chemin de fer dans le clair. Il était dans son champ quand le premier train est passé, et le bruit juste des. Il lui inspire un super tune aussi. Ça, il a vraiment un truc. Il est complètement connecté à la nature et à sa tradition, ce gars-là.
So why in Ireland is like that?
I don't know. I really don't. Ireland, Dublin, and Galway have a really big reputation for busking. I think, like, even internationally, they have a reputation for street performance.
Somebody, come on, you.
Switzerland.
Super cool.
Where are you from, you?
Jamaica.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then from Mexico, USA, Europe, France, Galway, Ireland.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Ricardo. I'm professional street artist all the way from Brazil. And what you see around me here today, ladies and gentlemen, this is my job. Thanks very much.
Quand tu me dis pourquoi tu es venu en Irlande, je ne suis pas vraiment venu en Irlande, je suis venu à Galway. Je savais que j'allais venir à Galway, parce que j'en avais discuté. Galway, c'est aussi très réputé pour ce qu'on appelle le busking, c'est les gens qui jouent de la musique dans la rue. même pas que de la musique, les performeurs de rue, l'art de rue quoi. C'est une ville qui est très 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 propice à ça. Je sais pas pourquoi d'ailleurs, je sais pas historiquement ce qui fait que c'est le cas, mais c'est le cas. Même en hiver, même quand il y a moins de touristes que maintenant, parce que là on est en juillet, il y a pas mal de monde. Il y a toujours des musiciens, toujours 4 ou 5 musiciens dans le centre-ville au minimum en même temps. Et moi je joue un peu de guitare et je chante un peu dans l'hostel, dans l'auberge de jeunesse, pardon ça se dit hostel en anglais. Dans l'auberge de jeunesse je faisais ça pas mal et j'ai une copine un jour qui m'a dit bah, tu devrais essayer, pour se marrer quoi, tu devrais essayer d'aller jouer dans la rue. Et ça m'a plu, mais vraiment beaucoup. Et puis j'ai gagné un peu d'argent. Donc même si c'est pas l'essentiel, ça permet quand même de se rendre compte que bah, les gens ils écoutent et ils disent tiens c'est pas mal, donc ça c'est gratifiant.
Ça apporte une valeur.
Ouais c'est gratifiant, ouais c'est gratifiant. Et donc j'ai commencé à faire ça et à travailler à l'hostel, ce qui fait que bah, je payais pas mon loyer et je gagnais de l'argent à côté pour tout ce qui est bouffe, voire des coups parce qu'on est en Irlande évidemment. Oui. Et pour le coup bah, ça a donné un équilibre assez intéressant quoi.
France maybe.
I'm not sure. I know people who have busked in France. I don't think it's illegal. But
it's not illegal, but not.
It's not liked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like yeah, it's weird like that because in Germany, it's liked but illegal. From what I hear, like it's not. You're not allowed to busk in Germany, but people do, and the public love it, but it's still illegal. Which is really strange.
And when the policeman comes, they have to run.
So, I think you get one chance, and they're like, "Go away."
Okay.
But if you stay, then you get fined like €200-300, I think. So yeah.
What is the problem with that?
In other countries, I'm not sure. Here, the problem is it's the shops don't like us because they think we take their business, which we don't really. But if you work in a shop, so you can play for 1 hour and then you have to move. Before that, you could go and you could play 6 hours straight in one place. So if you, so like if you're working in a shop and you're gonna hear one person play for 6 straight hours, and you could play 2 songs, stuff like that created a lot of problems. And then if people get big crowds as well, you can block the doorways of shops and stuff like that, and that annoys the businesses.
If they don't want people. Front of the shop, just say, okay, we paid you, and the rest.
Pay you to leave.
No, don't pay you to leave. Paid you for rest and for rest on the shop maybe.
No, they just don't like us. I left school early. I left school at 16, and I went to college for 1 year. And then I did work experience for a while.
What kind of work?
I was doing like sound engineering, so it's like working with bands in venues, like doing the sound and looking after the equipment and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I was working for a band, so I was watching people do what I wanted.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I had to do what I wanted.
If you have something else to change or create, what do you change or create?
At the moment, I'm 25, so I'm happy to. I like playing music on the street. It's nice, so I want to do that for another year or 2, and then I would maybe just like to start playing indoors. That would be really nice.
Yeah.
And that's it though. I just want to keep playing music. I don't want to look too far ahead yet. Right.
So
thank you.
Thank you too.
16 ans, partir comme ça en Irlande. Ah, la culture irlandaise.